Does anyone else have that one friend, that single specific person you will hop on FaceTime with for absolutely no reason at all? And I mean no reason. You don't even have to be talking or actively paying attention to each other. It's just about having that shared digital window open, a low-stakes portal into each other's quiet daily existence. You're simply doing the most random, mundane things while that little box with their face stares back at you from the corner of your screen. It's less a conversation and more a shared, silent presence, a strange testament to 21st century companionship. I was having one of these classic non-calls with my friend, James, just last week. I was busy in the kitchen, making some highly complicated gourmet meal. Okay, fine. I was microwaving leftovers and chopping vegetables, and James was just visible on my phone, propped up against the spice rack. It was comforting, like having a slightly flickering background lamp that occasionally moved. The ambient silence was perfectly maintained between us. Suddenly, my mom walked into the kitchen. She started rooting through the pantry, completely focused on her task. Because neither James nor I were speaking, she didn't even notice the phone or the face staring out from it. Everything was quiet and normal. Then, the moment of disruption arrived. James let out a sharp, unexpected cough. It wasn't a loud cough, but in the quiet kitchen, it was a distinctly human, disembodied sound. My mom flinched, snapping her head around. She looked completely spooked. "Did you hear that?" she whispered, looking suspiciously at the pantry door. I, playing dumb, calmly replied, "Hear what?" She lowered her voice further. "I'm pretty sure I just heard someone cough. Are you alone in here?" So, I pointed to the phone propped against the spice rack. "Oh yeah, that's James." My mom took 2 steps forward, peering at the screen. She looked at James's face, then at me. Her face a perfect mixture of confusion and disbelief. "Since when were you two talking to each other?" I shrugged, continuing to stir my pot. About the past 2 hours." She put her hands on her hips, officially signaling that the casual part of the conversation was over. 2 hours? Why was no one speaking if you were on the phone this whole time? She looked genuinely bewildered, trying to apply analog communication rules to our bizarre digital connection. I paused, realizing I was attempting to explain the illogical logic of a Gen Z friendship. "I don't know, Mom. We just kinda like to chill in each other's presence. To be honest, it's companionable silence." This explanation only seemed to deepen her confusion, but she let it go, shaking her head as she backed out of the kitchen. The moment of hilarious truth. But here's the thing that makes this entire exchange utterly hilarious, elevating it from weird friendship to peak absurdity. James didn't hear a single word of that entire conversation. Why was I unknowingly having a 2-hour-long, silent, public FaceTime session with a person who couldn't hear me? He had me muted. And why was I muted, you ask? Because James wasn't just chilling at home. When I say we FaceTime for no reason at all, I mean the most extreme version of that statement. He was at the dentist. He was lying back in the dental chair, the phone propped on his chest, FaceTiming me silently while he was actively getting a cavity removed. The cough my mother heard was clearly a moment of involuntary, dental-induced discomfort. So, for 2 hours, I had been making food, moving around the kitchen, and explaining the nuance of modern nonverbal digital companionship to my mom. All while James was literally under a drill, giving me silent, muffled updates that I couldn't understand, knowing that he couldn't hear me anyway. We need a new term for this level of effortless, shared non-experience. It wasn't a call, it was a digital comfort blanket. It was chaos, and it was the purest, most ridiculous form of friendship I can imagine.